Well, the last-minute announcement by the provincial government to return to a modified Step 2 of the reopening plan has left many parents and business owners baffled by the sudden decision and frustrated by the mixed messages. That sentiment is the driving force behind this op-ed published in the Toronto Sun with a headline that reads, as you can see, Ontarians are locked down again, and that's unacceptable. And the author, Postmedia columnist Anthony Furey joins us now. Anthony, we appreciate you joining us. So let's talk about your headline. You say it is unacceptable. Why is that?
Well, Anthony, for the past 24 hours, I have heard the frustrations of so many people who say, well, hold on a second, we were fine to go along with previous lockdowns, but now we've been vaccinated. Some of us have been triple vaccinated. We followed all of the rules. We postponed seeing family members. We downloaded that QR code app so we could comply with the vaccine passport. Our children, many of them have been vaccinated. And now here we are facing a variant that Public Health Ontario has now confirmed is significantly milder. And yet we feel like we're back to square one. And I think a lot of people are just very frustrated with that. And they're saying we've had enough.
So when you look at schools and businesses, referring to schools, for example, they've said all along they are last to close, first to open. Last week, the Chief Medical Officer of Health, Dr. Kieran Moore, said he saw no reason to make changes to the students' planned return, and that was to be on Monday. So what happened between then and now?
Well, that's a really good question, because there's been a lot of nuance and context that's often missed with the conversation around kids and COVID. Pediatric infectious diseases experts have said one of the silver linings, if there can be one, of this whole pandemic is they found that COVID-19 has proven to be less severe than influenza when it comes to kids. We've got Tony Fauci and others stepping forward to say that the reported rise in pediatric hospitalizations, that's not really what's going on, that so much of this is actually incidental hospitalizations, meaning kids are coming in for broken arms and just happening to test positive for asymptomatic COVID. And in Ontario, the reporting on cases in schools isn't really what it looks like, because when we report these numbers, cases in schools, people take that to mean transmission of the virus happening in school. But as Dr. Kieran Moore has affirmed, as Dr. Eileen Davila, as Dr. Lawrence Loebs, they have all maintained the actual in-class transmission has been a very small percentage of that number. So there's a lot of data that could be assuring parents, if it got out there more, that I don't think we're hearing amplified enough.
So let's talk about the politics behind the scenes to really lead to this decision, of course, and also looking ahead to 5 months from now and how much of an impact that will have with the provincial election. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, that's a very good question. And unfortunately, I think politics is playing a role in this. I think one appreciates that teachers' unions certainly want to look out for the safety and best interests of the people they represent. But at the same time, when you saw various teachers' unions posting online the past few days that they did want to push for delayed school reopenings, they would have hashtags that said vote Ford out or what have you, sort of political sloganeering. And one goes, well, hold on a second. Are we actually talking exclusively about concerns around COVID-19 and transmission in the classroom? Or are we also talking about a bit of a political play going on here? And I think if there's an element of the latter going on, and it appears there is, that's incredibly unfortunate. And I think parents would be right to be pretty frustrated that perhaps part of the delay in their kids returning to school has been exacerbated by political reasons.
All right, so we don't have a lot of time, but you've heard the other argument. They say, look, we can't just miraculously create all these healthcare workers to deal with a possible surge, not to mention the current situation. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think we've been hearing this for a long time, and I would encourage people to look at the Ontario Sunshine List, where they say that we have hundreds of people who are paid $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $600,000 a year to effectively manage the hospital system. I'm not talking about our frontline heroes. I'm talking about back office administrators who are not doctors. Anthony, we've thrown hundreds of billions of dollars at COVID-19, and people are saying, hold on a second, 2 years into this, we're still told that children who are not at serious risk of COVID-19 have to lose out and be denied in-class schooling because you can't find a way to manage the system such that you can't manage a surge capacity that right now is about 240 persons in ICU. And that's very frustrating to people.
Well, certainly a lot of frustration and confusion. We appreciate this. Anthony Furey, a columnist with Postmedia. Always a pleasure, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.